Did you know that 80% of seniors who downsize their homes end up regretting it? At first, it seems like the perfect solution. Less space to maintain, fewer responsibilities, and a simpler life. That's what they tell you. That's what I thought too, when I packed up my home of 40 years, said goodbye to my sprawling backyard, and moved into a smaller place. I was promised freedom, comfort, and a fresh start. But the reality? It was nothing like I imagined. Downsizing isn't just about moving to a smaller house or apartment. It's about giving up pieces of yourself, your memories, and your independence in ways you might not expect. If you're thinking about downsizing, or if you're helping a loved one make this decision, you need to hear this before you take that leap. In this video, I'm going to share 6 hard truths about downsizing that nobody tells you. Truths I wish I'd known before I made the move. Some of these might shock you, and others might hit closer to home than you'd like. Stay with me until the end, because these lessons could save you from making a choice you'll regret for years to come. And if you know someone considering downsizing, this video might be exactly what they need to hear before it's too late. Let's get started. The first truth hit me like a ton of bricks. Downsizing doesn't always mean less stress. It often means more. You might think moving to a smaller home will simplify your life. No more mowing the lawn, no more cleaning a big house, no more worrying about upkeep. That's what I thought when I left my 3-bedroom home for a cozy 1-bedroom apartment. I pictured myself sipping coffee in a clutter-free space, free from the burdens of homeownership. But the reality was different. Downsizing comes with its own set of challenges, and they can weigh heavier than you expect. For one, the process of deciding what to keep and what to let go is emotionally exhausting. Every item in your home tells a story. Your grandmother's china, the rocking chair where you read to your kids, the photo albums stacked in the attic. Sorting through decades of memories feels like ripping out pieces of your heart. I spent weeks agonizing over what to keep, and even after I moved, I couldn't shake the guilt of letting go of things that meant so much. Then there's the financial stress. You might think downsizing will save you money, but the costs add up fast. Moving expenses, storage fees for the things you can't part with, and sometimes higher rent or condo fees than you planned. Take Margaret, an 82-year-old widow who downsized to a senior apartment. She thought she'd save thousands by selling her house, but after paying for movers, storage, and unexpected maintenance fees in her new place, she barely broke even. And the worst part, the stress doesn't end once you're settled. A smaller space can feel claustrophobic, especially if you're used to spreading out. You might find yourself missing the quiet corners of your old home or the space to host family gatherings. If you're considering downsizing, ask yourself, are you ready for the emotional and financial toll it might take? Because the promise of less stress might just be an illusion. If you're still watching and finding this valuable, please comment Truth 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us keep creating content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. The second truth is one that sneaks up on you. Downsizing can make you feel like you're losing your identity. Your home isn't just a place. It's a reflection of who you are. The walls hold your memories, the furniture tells your story, and the space feels like an extension of you. When you downsize, you're not just giving up square footage, you're giving up pieces of your life. I remember walking through my old house one last time before the movers came. Every room reminded me of something. A holiday dinner in the dining room, my kids playing in the backyard, quiet evenings by the fireplace. When I moved into my new apartment, it didn't feel like home. The walls were bare, the furniture didn't fit, and the space felt foreign. I started to wonder who I was without the home that had defined me for so long. I saw this in others too. Take Henry, a 78-year-old retiree who downsized from a family home to a condo. He used to be the guy who hosted barbecues and fixed things in his garage. But in his new place, there was no backyard, no garage, no space for his tools. He told me, "I don't feel like myself anymore." Your home is where you've built your life, and letting go of it can feel like letting go of who you are. It's not just about losing space. It's about losing the ability to live the way you've always lived. Maybe you love gardening, but your new place only has a tiny balcony. Maybe you're used to hosting family, but your new kitchen can't fit a dining table. These changes chip away at your sense of self. If you're thinking about downsizing, ask yourself, how much of your identity is tied to your home? Because once you move, you might struggle to find yourself in a space that doesn't feel like you. If you're still with me, please comment Truth 2 below to let me know you're here. Your feedback means a lot and it helps us keep going. Let's keep moving. The third truth is a tough one. Downsizing can strain your relationships. You might think moving to a smaller place will bring you closer to family. Less to worry about, more time to spend together. That's what I hoped when I downsized. I thought my kids would visit more, that we'd have cozy evenings in my new place, but the opposite happened. My old home was the hub of our family. Thanksgiving dinners, birthday parties, lazy Sundays where everyone gathered. My new apartment couldn't fit more than a few people at a time, and suddenly, those gatherings stopped. My kids started hosting at their own homes, and I felt like a guest in their lives instead of the center of our family. It wasn't just about space, it was about the role I played. In my old home, I was the one who brought everyone together. In my new place, I felt sidelined. I heard the same from others. Susan, a 76-year-old who downsized to a senior community, noticed her grandkids visited less. Her old house had a big yard where they'd play. Her new place had nothing to offer but a small living room. She told me, they don't come as often because there's nothing for them here. Downsizing can also create tension with your kids or spouse. Deciding what to keep or sell can spark arguments, especially if your family has different ideas about what's important. And if you move far away to a more affordable area, you might see loved ones even less. The truth is, your home is often the glue that holds family traditions together. When you downsize, those traditions can fray, and you might feel more disconnected than ever. If you're considering downsizing, ask yourself, how will this affect the people you love? Because the move might change your relationships in ways you don't expect. If you're finding these insights helpful, please comment Truth 3 below to let me know you're still watching. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's next. Let's move on. The fourth truth is something I didn't see coming. Downsizing can make you feel trapped. You might think a smaller home means more freedom, less to clean, less to worry about, more time for yourself. But for many seniors, it feels like the opposite. When I moved into my apartment, I thought I'd love the simplicity. But I quickly realized how limiting it was. My old home had a big kitchen where I could cook for hours, a guest room for visitors, and a backyard where I could sit and watch the birds. My new place had none of that. I couldn't cook the way I used to because the kitchen was too small. I couldn't have guests stay over because there was no outdoor space to escape to when I needed fresh air. I started to feel like the walls were closing in. I saw this in others too. Take Robert, an 80-year-old who downsized to a condo. He used to spend his mornings tinkering in his shed, but his new place had no space for hobbies. He told me, I feel like I'm stuck in a box. Smaller spaces can also limit your mobility. If your new home has stairs or isn't set up for aging in place, you might struggle to get around as your health changes. And if you downsize to a senior community with strict rules, you might lose the freedom to live on your own terms. The worst part? Once you've sold your home and moved, it's hard to go back. Your old house is gone, your belongings are gone, and the life you had might feel out of reach. If you're thinking about downsizing, ask yourself, will a smaller space give you the freedom you want, or will it make you feel confined? Because once you're in, it's not always easy to get out. If you're still watching, please comment Truth 4 below to let me know you're here. Your support keeps us going, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you don't miss any videos. Let's keep going. The fifth truth is a financial wake-up call. Downsizing doesn't always save you money. This is one of the biggest myths out there. You're told that selling your big house and moving to a smaller one will free up cash, reduce expenses, and secure your retirement. That's what I believed when I downsized. I thought I'd have extra money for travel, hobbies, or just peace of mind. But the numbers didn't add up the way I expected. First, there are the upfront costs. Realtor fees, closing costs, moving expenses, and sometimes renovations to make your new place livable. I spent thousands just to get settled, and that was before I realized my new apartment came with high monthly fees. Condo fees, maintenance costs, or rent in a senior community can eat away at your savings faster than you think. Then there's the hidden cost of replacing things you sold or gave away. I got rid of my dining table because it didn't fit in my new place, only to realize I needed something smaller, and buying new furniture isn't cheap. I heard similar stories from others. Take Eleanor, a 79-year-old who downsized to a senior apartment. She sold her home expecting a big payout. But after taxes, fees, and moving costs, she had far less than she planned. Her new place had high rent, and she ended up dipping into her savings just to get by. And if you downsize to a more expensive area, like a city, closer to family, you might face higher living costs that wipe out any savings. The truth is, downsizing can sometimes leave you with less financial security, not more. If you're considering it, ask yourself, have you crunched the numbers, including all the hidden costs? Because the dream of saving money might turn into a financial strain you didn't see coming. If you're finding this valuable, please comment Truth 5 below to let me know you're still here. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's next. Let's move to the final truth. The sixth truth is the hardest to face. Downsizing can make you feel like you've given up on life. When you move to a smaller home, it's often seen as a step towards slowing down, retiring from the responsibilities of a big house, and preparing for the next chapter. But for many seniors, it feels like admitting defeat, like you're closing the book on the life you loved. I felt this deeply after I moved. My old home was full of possibilities. I could host parties, work on projects, or just enjoy the space that felt like mine. My new apartment felt like a signal that I was done, that my best years were behind me. I started to lose the spark that kept me going. I saw it in others, too. Take Barbara, an 81-year-old who downsized to a senior community. She used to be active, always planning events or gardening. But in her new place, there was no room for those things, and she started to withdraw. She told me, "I feel like I'm just waiting for the end." Downsizing can strip away the things that give your life meaning. Your hobbies, your routines, your sense of purpose. And when you lose those, it's easy to slip into a mindset where you feel like you're no longer living, just existing. The truth is, your home is more than a place. It's where you find joy, purpose, and a reason to get up in the morning. When you downsize, you might lose more than you bargained for. If you're thinking about downsizing, ask yourself, will this move energize you? Or will it make you feel like you're giving up? Because the life you have now is worth holding on to for as long as you can. If you're still watching, please comment Truth 6 below to let me know you're here. Your feedback means the world, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you don't miss any videos. Now, let's wrap this up. Looking back, I don't regret growing older, but I do regret believing that downsizing was the answer to a simpler, happier life. I walked into it expecting freedom, savings, and a fresh start. What I found instead was a world that took away my identity, my relationships, my freedom, and even my sense of purpose. Does that mean downsizing is always a bad idea? Not necessarily. For some, it's the right choice, a way to stay safe, manage health needs, or be closer to family. But before you make that decision, think carefully about what you're giving up. Your home isn't just a building, it's where your life happens. It's where you've laughed, loved, and built memories that define you. If I could do it over, I would have explored every option to stay in my home longer. Maybe hired help for maintenance, modified the space to suit my needs, or found ways to make it work financially. I would have asked myself, is downsizing truly what's best for me? Or is it just what seems easiest right now? If you're facing this choice, I hope you take the time to weigh the costs, not just the financial ones, but the emotional ones too. Because the life you have today, your routines, your space, your memories, is worth fighting for. Thank you for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us the motivation to keep going. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.